Well, hello friends, Coach Bob with you today, and today, welcome to another Worship on Wheels. Get the old camera straightened up a little bit there. Yeah, we're back on the Spider for Worship on Wheels. Kind of nice, huh? Man, I'm just glad to be out. It's been rainy and ugly and nasty, and you can see the towering cumulus building up over there, but it is pretty nice right here where I am, so I figured let's get out and do a quick Worship on Wheels episode. Do a little talking. It's been too long. You know, we did the truck thing for a few weeks, and it's just nice to be back out in the air. Well, I hope you're doing well. You know, where I'm from, you know, there are two things that are really big where I come from. And that is God and football. Yeah, I know that sounds like that. What a ridiculous combination is that? That is, Coach. And how can that have anything to do with Worship on Wheels or anything that we could ever apply to our lives? God and football? God don't play football, and if he did, he certainly wouldn't be cheering for the Georgia Bulldogs. Oh, yes, he would. Yeah, you know, I'm from Valdosta, Georgia, so we're big SEC boys down there, and we are Georgia Bulldog fans. So you can down below, you can put hallelujah and the name of your favorite football team. I will not be offended. God will not be offended either. He knows you love him. He wants you to be happy and laugh. So without further ado, let's hear the verse of the day. All right, so the Bible verse of today is out of the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17, verse 24. It says, "When all the men of Israel saw the man, they fled from him and were greatly afraid." All right, well, there you have it. They were afraid. What were they afraid of? Well, you know, this is the beginning of the story of David and Goliath. You know, all of the actual warriors, the soldiers, were the ones who were afraid of Goliath. Goliath was a giant. He was a big dude, and they were all afraid of him. They had the resources, you know, they had their armor, they had their spears, they had all of that. They had God on their side, and yet they were afraid. And then up walks this little dude, David, man. You know, he talks to the king. He goes, "Hey, let me have a go at him. I'm not afraid of him." But without faith and without believing in that you could beat the giant, you know, you're just a little guy with a leather pouch and 5 stones and a stream. You have the resources, but do you have the heart? You know, when I was playing football back in the day, now I played for the Valdosta Wildcats. Go Cats. Coach was Nick Hyder, godly man, just a fine human being. A massive influence, a massive impact on my life. What a wonderful man, what a wonderful legacy he left. You know, he died of a heart attack at school in the cafeteria, and when they had his funeral, they did it at the football stadium. Now, I wasn't there. I was living in Louisiana at the time and couldn't get back. I was in a very critical phase of training at work, and I couldn't get away, and I was very brokenhearted that I couldn't be there. But that stadium, I'm told, was absolutely packed, which is what a wonderful legacy he left. But giants versus the little guys, what does that have to do with anything? Well, you know, you've probably heard the saying, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. Now, of course, I was a Valdosta Wildcat, so our coach didn't say that. He said it's not the size of the cat in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the cat. And I'm going to tell you that I remember playing against guys that were way bigger than me, and I would look at them and I'm like, I'm going to tear this guy to pieces tonight, man. I'm going to break him down one joint at a time, and I'm going to chop him to the ground, and by the 4th quarter, he will regret the day that he was ever across the line from me. And that's how I handled it. And the coaches, man, I'm telling you, we were taught not to be afraid. Our team was not a physically large team. We never were a large team. but we were fit and we were not fearful of anything when it came to getting out on that field. When those Friday night lights came on, you took on a new persona. I was no longer Bobby, just a curly-headed kid that lived on Deborah Drive. I was a wildcat. I was a wildcat. And part of the wildcats that were there before me, and the ones that were going to be there after me, there's a bloodline in there, a royal bloodline that we felt that we were a part of, because we were a part of it, and it was great. And so the lions and the giants in our land, we were not afraid to chop them down and approach them. Now I know you're saying, okay, coach, so David killed Goliath and you played football against guys that were bigger than you. Got nothing to do with me. I'm an old guy. My knees hurt when I get out of bed in the morning. I certainly ain't going to be chopping nobody down one joint at a time. No, you're not. But what I'm going to ask you is this. What is the giant in your life? What is your giant? It could be anything. It could be the fear of success. It could be the fear of failure. Yes, I did say the fear of success. It could be the fear of failure. It could be the fear of not being able to survive the loss of a loved one. It could be the fear of an injury, of an illness, of something that you just cannot overcome. It is insurmountable. And yet with the giant slayer on your side, all things are possible. That is the amazing thing about all of this. You know, if David never would have walked down to the stream and grabbed the 5 stones and the sling, it would have been a long day, baby. Find your resources. Find your resources. You know, God put those stones in that stream. He prepared David by, you know, David was a shepherd. He prepared him. David had slayed a lion and a bear, and he was a tough kid. And God prepared him, and I believe that God has prepared you as well. The question for all of us, are we going to take the groundwork that God has placed in our lives, the difficult times, the situations that have created in you what you really are? Are you going to take those tools, and are you going to slay the giant in your life, or are you going to let those 5 stones just be wasted away in the stream? You know, those 5 inanimate rocks just sat there. They did nothing. There was no power in that rock. It was the power of the king that was on the side of David, the King of Kings, the same one that you have on your side, not just David's side, but you have him on your side as well, and I have him on my side. So whatever the giant is in your life, I pray that you will stand up, stand firm, be brave, and march forward. Let me tell you, I was asked recently, as I did my 4 series on fear, what is bravery? I'm going to tell you this. Bravery is not the absence of fear. Let me repeat that. Bravery is not the absence of fear. Bravery is overcoming the fear and moving forward. Or bravery can be the absence of fear and moving forward. The commonality is moving forward, stepping forward towards the giant. That is the catalyst that ignites bravery. And when bravery is ignited, nothing can stand in your way. Oh, you can hear me. I get fired up when I talk about this stuff because I believe it. It's a part of me. You know, I coach a swim team, as most of you know, and we have some little guys on our team, and they're always afraid, you know, coach, I got to swim against this dude. I'm 13, and I'm swimming against an 18-year-old with a beard and a hairy chest, and he looks like a grown man, and I look like a little boy. And I'm like, get in there, beat him. And if you can't beat him, then you swim as hard as you can, because your day is coming, buddy. Your day is coming. Pay the price. You know, David won that battle, but I guarantee you there were many times when he was out in that field herding those sheep that he was having problems and struggling. We don't know all of the struggles in David's young life as a shepherd, but we do know that he did get a lion and a bear, and he took care of business. How many times did he fail before he did have the victory? How many times did God prepare him for that battle? We don't know. But I would tell you that if you look at David's adult life and the failures in his life where God shaped him and changed him as a man to create a great king, you know, failure is a real part of moving forward. It is. Don't be afraid of the giant. Take the step. Let that catalyst ignite the bravery within you to overcome the giants in your life. Well, there you have it, my friends. Another Worship on Wheels in the books, and I hope you got something out of it, because I know I did. And I want to tell you, you are loved, and so am I, and that is great, great news. Now, you go change the world. I'll see you on the road real soon.